our neck and shoulders, but today is your lucky day. In this video, I'll share simple techniques to help manage all that strain and stress on the neck and shoulders. So don't go anywhere. So before we begin, I want you to be aware of some areas that we have to avoid, like the front of the neck. This is where we have the thyroid and parathyroid gland. We have the superficial jugular vein, the carotid artery, which is the primary supplier of blood to the head and the neck. I also want you to adopt this very simple principle of less is more. Less pressure, more benefits. And this is based on one word, fascia. If you have watched my video on fascia the gatekeeper, you will understand exactly what I mean. When the muscles are super tight, we need to get to the deeper layers. But we have to go through the superficial layers first. I also want you to make sure that the areas we'll be working on today are moist. Oil will not work. Oil will just glide. It will not do the trick. We need traction. So let's get to work. So here's our guide to avoid the front of the neck. We'll turn the head to the side. Then you'll see this bulging muscle. That's the sternocleidomastoid muscle, SCM for short. So we want to stay behind that muscle. So we'll put the hand like this, all the way up in the back of the neck. Then we'll turn the other side. We'll do the same thing. Now we're ready to work the back of the neck. So the hands are all the way in the back. And we'll start making nice stretching motion. So we'll stretch down and away from the spine. Now we'll be working the scalene muscles on both sides. Now I will be doing just a few reps. You can do as many as you wish. Now it's time to work the levator scapular muscle at the top of the scapular bone, and it goes up into the side of the neck on both sides. So we'll be working this area. Then we'll grab the neck with this hand. We'll put the hand here. We'll turn while we're pulling. While we're pulling this side, we'll turn the head the opposite side. We can do this movement from all the way in the back of the neck down to the shoulder. Now we're working the upper traps. Now remember, the traps has 3 layers. The lower, the mid, and the upper traps. So now we'll do the other side. Whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other. So now we want to do a little bit on the mid traps. So we'll go to the back. We'll take the hands, align our index finger along the scapular bones. We will go as far as we can down into the back. Grab and pull forward. On top of the scapular bone where we have the levator scapular muscle. We'll do a circular motion and then we'll pull forward. So now we'll be working the pec major muscles, the pec minor, and the anterior deltoid muscles. So the pec major muscle originates on the sternum bone and the clavicle or the collarbone. So we'll go in, it attaches on the humerus. So we go in, do a little friction against the bone, and then we'll stretch the muscle, doing some nice circular stretching motion all the way out to the arm. Then we'll take our index finger, the outer part, and align it against the clavicle or the collarbone and do a little friction in here. And remember to do the other side. Now it's time to go to the pec minor muscle. Remember, the pec minor goes this way. So we'll just do a little bit of work in here, like this. Nice circular. So remember, we're working superficial muscles. Then we'll go to the anterior deltoid muscle. The anterior deltoid is right in the front of the arm. So we'll go out and we'll do some nice motion right here. We'll go to the attachment site right here. We'll do a little friction. Then we can grab the muscle like this and twist. This is very effective. And just remember to do the other side. So now that we're finished working with all our muscles, it's time to stretch. So we want to stretch the thoracic area. When we're sitting at the computer, we tend to slouch a bit. And this is why we get that rounded shoulder, the rounded back. And we compress the muscles on the sternum bone. So we want to open up this area right here. So what we can do, we can find a door frame and we can go do a 90-degree stretch. We can put the arms up like this, get in between the door and just lean into the stretch. That's how we stretch the pec major muscle. Now if you're a petite, you can just do one at a time. Just go to one side of the door and just lean into the stretch. So we've stretched the pec major muscles. Now it's time to stretch the pec minor muscles. So we'll put the hands up and lean into the stretch. Now again, if you're a petite, you can just put one hand up at the side of the door and just lean into the stretch. Then you can do the other side and lean into the stretch. So now we'll stretch the neck. So let me give you a little mnemonic, something to jog the memory. Floor, ear to shoulder, ceiling. So this is what we do. We grab the neck, look to the floor. Now you can feel the stretch in the back of the neck. We hold 7 to 10 seconds. Then we'll turn the head to the side. Now the ear is in line with the shoulder. We're looking straight. 7 to 10 seconds. Now we're feeling the stretch in the side of the neck, natural stretch. Now we'll turn, just make a slight turn to the ceiling. Now we're feeling the stretch in the front of the neck, anterior stretch. Just remember to hold the stretch between 7 to 10 seconds. But this is how we stretch the neck. We can also do a flexion and an extension. So you might be wondering, why are we working all these muscles if we're only having problems with the neck and the shoulder? Well, all these muscles are synergist muscles. Synergist muscles work together as helpers. So when we're having problems with one part and we're not getting any results, we can go to the other part. For example, when we're having problems with the neck, turning the neck with all that tension, and we're working the neck, we're working the shoulder, no results, we can go to the anterior deltoid muscle. So a little note before we go. I know it can be very frustrating when the muscles are so tight. We're doing all we can and they just refuse to release. We just have to be patient. If we dig into the muscles, they will just fight back. So we have to work the superficial layers first, and that's why the less is more principle always works. Now at some point we will have to go to the deeper layers. Now if you're not able to get to the deeper layers, then you will need to see a licensed therapist to do that. But initially you have to do superficial work, and that will give you lots of relief. So stay encouraged. So I hope you have enjoyed or benefited from this video today. If you have, please let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thank you so much for watching. Cheers.